Hello, dzień dobry. Nazywa się Śmiznev. My name is Śmiznev. And that's all the Polish I'm going to speak right now because Polish is bloody hard. Now, I've been learning Polish for a little while. Haven't been doing it seriously enough, but I've learned a bit. I could probably have a small conversation with people, but it is really, really hard. A lot of people say it's the hardest language in the world to learn, and it's the only language I've ever learned except in high school. But I'd agree, it's really hard. There are about a million different endings to each word, depending on who you're talking to, their age, what else you're saying in the sentence. There are about 100, like I said, about a million different endings. It's really hard to learn them all. Now my wife's Polish, but she's fluent in English, so she knows how hard Polish can be. She always says that I should just learn the basic forms of the words. That way I can be fluent in the language, and people I talk to in Polish, they'll know I'm using the wrong form, but it'd be okay because it'd be obvious I'm not a native speaker of the language. She taught me a few things when we first got together. Just little things like hello, goodbye, I love you, obviously. But you know, I didn't learn seriously. I should have. We've been together about 5-6 years now. I should have learned seriously, but I didn't. I learned off on Live Mocha website, which was okay until they changed it. It's a bit rubbish now. And I've been learning off Rosetta Stone for a little while as well, which I started taking more seriously. And I've got a book on learning Polish in 4 weeks, which I've barely touched. Thing is though that it didn't get any easier for me until I learned the alphabet, because in Polish, unlike English, everything is said the way the letter is said in the word. Like in English, you have the same word. You have lead and lead, and they're spelled exactly the same way, but they're completely different words, and you say the letters differently depending on what you're using it for. Whereas in Polish, every word is said exactly as the letter is said. So you literally are going through the alphabet as you say in the word, which is remarkable. So it makes Polish a lot easier. So if you're going to learn Polish, I would advise you to learn the alphabet first, and all the little bits as well, because as well as the alphabet, there were the two-letter versions, like CI, which is ch, or chi rather, CY, which is ch, and it's just a lot. And there's the three letter versions as well. I think DRZ is one of them, which is j, which is j. I really can't say it off part right now, to be honest. I can say it when it's in a word easily, like Java, which is tree. It's really hard, honestly. I'm going to keep learning. So like I said, I'm learning off Rosetta Stone at the minute, which is immersion without being immersed with the people. It just shows you straight up pictures, and you've got to figure out what it means from that and context. It's pretty good. It's enabled me to learn a lot more Polish than I did before. Obviously, sometimes it's a little difficult to understand what they're saying. Like there's one for I'm hungry and one for thirsty, but the one for hungry is I think it's jest mi głodno or something. But to say I'm thirsty, apparently it actually means you're dying of thirst. So you have to say I want to drink instead. It's just a further complication. It's like why can't there be a word for thirsty that doesn't mean I'm dying of thirst because I'm in a desert? I don't understand it, to be honest. I will one day, but it's like I said. But Rosetta Stone, it's really good software. If you're learning a language, it's good. Honestly, get it somehow. It's remarkable. But it sometimes has trouble with the voice recognition. Now, it has no trouble picking up any word from me except one word, which is wszystko, which means everything. Every time I say it, I have to repeat it about 10 times just for it to pick it up. And I say it, I'm pretty sure I'm saying it right, wszystko. there's like a WSZYSTKO. That's how it's spelled, I think. But it's you know, it's sort of difficult word to say, but at the same time it should be easy because it's just pshishka. Yeah, it never picks it up. Even my wife has trouble sometimes saying the words, and she's full on Polish. She lived in Polish until she was like 20, so she's fluent in the language, but definitely. But it's just annoying when it doesn't pick it up, because then you kind of fail that little section. As long as you did okay on the rest, it's fine. But like I said, it's just the whole language as a whole is really hard. But if you're watching this and you're trying to learn, don't be discouraged by the language at all, because while it is hard, as long as you've got a good reason for learning it, then you've got the motivation to do so. If you're just learning it for fun, then the hardness of it kind of ebbs away at the funness of it. But if you've got a solid reason, and because you want to communicate with Polish people, or you want to go to Poland, live there, then you've got the motivation. But learn the alphabet first, for definite, because that helped me a lot, and it helps me with reading as well. My wife tried teaching me to read before, but obviously until I learned the alphabet, it was a little difficult. So I've been learning a bit of Polish today. I'm sweating loads, by the way. It's absolutely boiling here. But yeah, that's pretty much all I'm going to say. It's really, really hard. If there are any Polish listeners or watchers who watch this video, feel free to give me tips and advice on how to better my Polish. My wife, obviously, because she grew up with it, she doesn't really know what to say to me besides learn. But yeah, if anyone's got any tips for me, that'd be great. So I'm gonna sign off now and say thank you for watching. Hopefully give an update in the near future. So Do Widzenia, or should I say Dobry Wieczór, because it is now evening. So bye bye.